Welcome to my tutorial all about how I make Cricut stickers with Cricut. This has been a highly requested video on my channel and I'm finally doing it. In this video, I'll be talking you through every step from the files you need, what Cricut stickers even are, a clear explanation on how to format them in Cricut Design Space, to the printer and Cricut settings. I've left timestamps, so feel free to skip ahead, watch back, or pause and follow along step by step. Right, let's get into the video. So this is my sushi sticker sheet. A few of you might recognize it from my previous Draw With Me video, and I just wanted to point out a few things about it that are important to consider when making Cricut stickers. If you want to watch me create this exact sticker sheet, then I have a Draw With Me video that goes through my process from sketch to final sticker sheet. Anyway, the things to know are the background and the bleed line I've created around each sticker. Now, I don't mean the white line around the sticker, I mean the white line that is left on the sticker sheet once you've peeled the sticker off. Now, you don't need to do this, but if you have a patterned background like me, then this is a really great thing to do. The reason being, because when your Cricut cuts around the sticker, it can sometimes cut ever so slightly off center. And if this happens, you don't want any of that patterned background to be on your actual sticker. If, however, your background is white, like this sticker sheet, then you don't need to do that white buffer because your background is already white. To learn how to add this bleed line in your background, go back and watch the Draw With Me video that I've just mentioned, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that the YouTube algorithm loves me. You can of course use any tablet, program or stylus, but I'm using the Apple Pencil 5th generation, as well as the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 5th generation, and the app I use to do all of my illustrations is Procreate. Of course, you'll also need a cutting machine. The most popular brands are Cricut and Silhouette. I have the Cricut Explore Air 2, which you can find linked below. So first of all, what is the difference between a Cricut and die cut sticker? Die cut stickers like these are singular stickers that are cut all the way around to whatever shape you desire. They're generally coated in a gloss or matte vinyl to add extra durability, as most people use them to decorate laptops and water bottles, etc. Cricut stickers are lots of smaller stickers that you peel from one single sheet of sticker paper. I think it's called Cricut because the stickers are cut lightly so that only the top layer of the sticker paper peels off. It's like the stickers have been lightly kissed by your Cricut rather than a full-on snog like the die cut. So what files do you need? You need two files to make Cricut stickers. Firstly, your actual stickers. These are the illustrations that peel away from the background layer. When exporting this file, you need to save it as a PNG. This means that there is no white background around your illustrations. You can see here that the grey area has no background. Once you've exported your stickers with the white outline drawn around them, you need your second file, which is the background itself. Like I discussed earlier, if your background is patterned and you want to add that white bleed line, this bleed line needs to be added to your background layer, not your sticker PNG. So now that you're ready to export the background layer, I usually export this also as a PNG as it keeps the resolution high. Let's take a moment to look at today's sponsor, SKILLSHARE. I am all for learning new things, and if learning and growing as a business is something you want to do, I highly recommend SKILLSHARE. SKILLSHARE is an online learning platform with thousands of classes for anyone that's eager to learn a new skill, explore a new hobby, or refine their skill set on a variety of topics. You want to up your photography skills or want help putting your business strategies into action? Well, there's a course for that. With a toddler at home, one of the biggest things I want to improve on is time management. One of my goals is to set up systems and structures to enable the smooth running of my business for those moments when I need to step aside and be a mum. So to get better at this, I've been taking the class Productivity for Creators, Systems, Organization and Workflow by Ali Abdal. It's one of the many courses that dive into the topic of productivity and time management. You can learn loads of the skills needed to build and grow your business, from product design to video editing to marketing courses. There's going to be something for you no matter what stage you're at in your business. If this sounds like something that would be of value to you, then the first 1,000 people that use the link in the description below can get their first month for free. Okay, back to the tutorial. How to format in Cricut Design Space. If you haven't already, you need to download Cricut Design Space. Once you open, click New Project. you should see the canvas that you're going to work on. First thing to note is that your Cricut machine is only going to cut to a certain size, and your stickers need to fit within that boundary. So the first thing I like to do on my canvas is add a shape that shows me the maximum size I can print my stickers to. To do this, I go to Shapes and click on the square. We now need to make the square to the size that Cricut allows us to print. You want to change the width to 6.75 inches and the height to 9.25 inches. I then click and drag the shape to the top left-hand corner. Now try and think of this grey rectangle as your canvas. When it comes to printing, the Cricut won't print the actual grey shape on your work. It's literally just there as a size guide. Next, you want to add your 2 files. To do this, click Upload, then drag and drop the file into Cricut Design Space. I always choose the option Complex just to make sure it picks up every detail of the design. I then like to double check everything by zooming into my file and just making sure there's no unwanted pen marks on the background. Any little mark in this area will be picked up by Cricut and the machine will try and cut it out. Once you're happy, click Apply and Continue. The grayed out image on the left is for when you want the Cricut to simply cut out a shape, whereas the Print Then Cut option on the right allows you to first print your designs and then cut around them. Once selected, click Upload. You now need to upload the background, so click Upload Image, drag and drop the file, select Complex, and then Continue. Again, I zoom in and check everything looks good, then I click Apply and Continue. Select the Print Cut option and Upload. From your recent uploads, you then select both files and click Add to Canvas. They'll look super big on the screen, so what I like to do, just to make them easier to work with, is reduce the size. In the width and height bar at the top, I make sure that the little padlock is locked. That way I can type any number in the width box and it won't change the dimensions of the file. The first thing we want to do is work on the background layer. I like to print 2 sticker sheets on an A4 page, so I need to rotate the sticker sheet to be able to do this. At the top under rotate, I type 90 degrees. I prefer to type it in rather than try and rotate it manually because I know this way it will be exactly 90 degrees. I now need to make the size so that I can fit 2 sticker sheets within the grey rectangle we made earlier, but also I want to utilize all of that space. You can make them whatever size you want, but to get the maximum, I go for a width of 4.496 inches, and if the padlock is locked, this will automatically change the height to 6.294. Pause the video, take a note of those numbers, and try it out yourself. Now here comes the really important step in how I make Cricut cut around the background completely and only kiss cut the stickers. We need the Cricut to cut around the background multiple times. This is because with the Cricut settings I'll be showing you in a minute, the Cricut is only going to cut very lightly around your sticker illustrations. This is so that the Cricut doesn't cut through the sticker paper, enabling you to peel the stickers from the paper. To get the Cricut to cut around your background multiple times, you simply copy and paste the background layer 4 or 5 times. Once you have 4 or 5 background layers, you need them to sit directly on top of one another. If they aren't positioned exactly on top of each other, the Cricut will cut the layers in different areas of your sticker paper, which we don't want. So to make sure they're bang on, I type the position in the Y and X axes at the top of the canvas. I select one of the layers and type in a position. It doesn't matter where at the moment, but you want to make sure to hit enter on your keyboard once you've typed 3, for example. Otherwise, it'll go back to whatever position it had before. I repeat this process for all the background layers, making sure that all of the X and Y axes are both positioned to 3. You then need to select all of the background layers, which you can do by clicking anywhere on the canvas and dragging the selection box over the background layers, or you can select them in the layers section on the right hand side. It's really important to select all of the background layers and click attach at the bottom right hand side of the canvas. The reason this is so important is because Cricut currently sees these layers as separate sheets of paper. If you don't attach them, it will print 5 pages. Okay, now we're going to work on this sticker layer. If it's not already at the top of your layers, just click and drag it to the top of your layers in the panel on the right hand side. Like the background, you then rotate them by 90 degrees and now we can get them into position. If you've got white bleed lines like me, it's important to get them positioned correctly. This takes a bit of practice, but it helps to zoom right in and make sure that the cut line is central with your bleed line. If you have a plain white background with no bleed lines, you don't have to worry about this. It takes a little bit of shuffling about to get this bang on, but I think it's really worth the extra couple of minutes to have that bleed line, which I promise will save you a lot of stress if your Cricut acts up later. You can see that Design Space shows a very faint black line around your illustrations, which indicates where the Cricut is going to cut around your sticker. This makes it much easier to see where to position your stickers against the bleed line on the background. Once I've double checked everything, I zoom out and select all the layers together, again by clicking on the canvas and dragging the selection box over the layers. It's really important not to miss this next step. Once selected, you need to click Attach. Like before, this attaches all the layers so that Cricut prints everything on one sheet of sticker paper. When you've attached all of the layers, you should be able to move the sticker sheet around as one. You now want to copy and paste this sticker sheet. When you do this, all of those layers you created earlier will also be duplicated as one. Again, super important, select both of these sticker sheets and click Attach. You've now attached both sticker sheets to the same piece of paper, so Cricut will print them on the same page. As you can see, you should now be able to move both sheets around as one. So just click Make It to head over to the Cricut and printer options. You'll see what it looks like on the mat, and if you can only see one sticker sheet there, then you've forgotten to attach the sheets together, so go back and attach them as one. Click Continue and Send to Printer. Once you've sent to printer, this print box will appear. Do not click Print yet, because it will print in terrible quality. And then select Use System Dialog so that when we click Print, we can go in and change our printer settings. I usually select the Add Bleed option, which will print the background layer with a small bleed line. For some reason, the printer settings box appears behind Cricut Design Space. I have no idea why, but here it is. Now please bear in mind that these settings are for my Epson EcoTank 7750 and the sticker paper that I use, which is premium paper from Evergreen Goods. For me, I select whatever tray I've put the paper into, then I choose Photo Semi-Gloss Paper. It's actually matte paper that I've got, but this seems to be the best setting for me. I always make sure the quality is set to best, and then I'm ready to print. But you might need to test different settings depending on what you're using. Before we select the Cricut settings, let's make sure the paper is positioned correctly on the Cricut mat. So I actually have a cheaper version of the Cricut mat that works just the same. It's got a light grip which allows the paper to stick to the mat whilst being easy to peel off at the end. Just like we positioned the grey rectangle shape in the top left hand corner, we need to carefully place our printed sticker sheet in the top left hand corner. My mat is pretty sticky still, but if yours isn't, you can add some washi tape to the edges just to hold it in place. This blue light means that the Cricut is set via Bluetooth and we need to set the machine dial to custom. Okay, back to Cricut Design Space. So you can either connect the Cricut with a cable or, like I've done, connect via Bluetooth. Once your Cricut is on, you can search for it via Bluetooth, and when it's recognized your machine, we want to select the paper type. If you're using the same paper as me or something similar, I choose Copy Paper 120 GSM. Simply tap Browse All Materials and type in Copy Paper. You can also save it to your favorites by clicking the star, meaning that you don't have to search for it every time. When it comes to the pressure, it really depends on how new your blade is. I usually go for default, but if you've recently changed the blade, then you might want to select less, otherwise your blade might cut through to the underside of the sticker paper. Now we want to take our Cricut mat and load it into the machine. You want to make sure that it's sitting underneath these plastic guides and position it snug to the left-hand side. When you're in position, tap the flashing arrow button, which will feed your mat into place. When the little Cricut button starts to flash, you're ready to get cutting. Sit back and watch the magic. I know this all might seem super daunting, but I promise if you take it step by step and follow along as you watch this video, then you'll get there. And if you ever struggle with something, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll try my best to get back to you. Cricut allowed my business to grow, but these cutting machines definitely come with their own quirks, so don't feel too disheartened if it doesn't go right every time. First thing I like to do is take a clean, dry cloth and wipe over the sticker sheet. The Cricut will cause a tiny dust layer of paper as it cuts, so it's always good to clean this off. There are loads of different ways to remove the sticker sheet, but I like to flip the mat upside down and peel the mat back whilst holding the stickers flat. If you peel the stickers without bending the mat, you end up with curly sticker sheets. And that's it everyone, I really hope you found this video useful. Like I said, so many of you requested it, so hopefully I have delivered. If you learned something new today, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps my business to grow so that I can keep making this content. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye guys.